So here's the $1 million question that people keep asking me, and I'd like to answer it once and for all. Is Israel planning to build the third temple? For some, this is the ultimate end times question. For others, it's a political landmine. To answer in short, no. But let me explain, because sometimes the rumors sound more dramatic than reality itself. Let's go back in time for a minute. We had the first temple built by King Solomon and destroyed by the Babylonians. Then came the second temple, built on the same spot in Jerusalem, only to be leveled by the Romans nearly 2,000 years ago. And ever since, there has been no temple on that hilltop, known today as the Temple Mount. But for many, the dream of a third temple is still alive. Now, let's get real about the Temple Mount. It's not just another piece of real estate. It's the holiest site in Judaism and one of the most sacred spots in Islam, with the Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa Mosque there. It's also holy to Christians, not only because of the two temples that stood there, but also because of a church that stood there after the destruction of the second temple. Now, when it comes to Israel, it has a very clear policy about this thing called the status quo. That means no changes, no new construction. Israel knows that any shakeup here could spark a massive chaos. So the official policy for many years was to focus on keeping the peace. Just so you understand how sensitive this topic is, a few years ago, when Israeli archaeologists were digging in the temple area, the whole Arab world went crazy, pushing the narrative that Israel is trying to demolish the Al-Aqsa Mosque from within. Of course, complete nonsense, but it really shows you how sensitive it is, and Israeli excavations had to stop because of that. But here's the reason why many people keep asking me about the third temple, and it's called the Temple Institute. They are a small but vocal group of religious Jews who are all about the third temple. They're not just dreaming about it, they're actively preparing for it. They have recreated ancient vessels, crafted priestly garments, and they are breeding red heifers, which they believe are necessary for temple rituals. So they are basically just waiting for the moment and making sure everything is ready for the third temple. These people are very serious about it. But here's the catch. Most Israelis don't care. Building a temple is not even on their radar. For the average Israeli, the third temple is not a priority. They're busy with the day-to-day life and security concerns. The Temple Institute may have a vision and plans, but they are a minority voice in Israel after all. But if you thought that was interesting, it's about to get really intense. Hamas, the radical Islamist group that controls Gaza, claimed that one reason they launched attacks on Israel on October 7 was to stop the supposed building of the third temple. Yes, really, they are using this ancient Jewish hope as a fuel for their extremist agenda, framing their actions as a defense of Al-Aqsa. This is not just about land, it's about an ideology. Hamas and other radical groups are pushing the narrative that Israel is plotting to destroy Al-Aqsa and build the third temple on top of that. They use this to fuel their violence. Radicals like Hamas have this rallying cry of Free Al-Aqsa, using the Temple Mount to gain support. But here's the truth. Israel is not out to destroy Al-Aqsa, and the government is not planning a third temple. According to what we see here in Israel, they're focused on restoring peace and stability and ensuring that everyone has free access to holy sites here in Jerusalem. The topic of the third temple in the Arab world is like sitting on a powder keg. That's how sensitive this topic is. So why are all the rumors? For Christians and Jews who follow biblical prophecy, the third temple is seen as a key event, something that signals the end times. So every time someone even whispers about the third temple, people sit up and listen because, hey, it's a very interesting topic, to be honest. And groups like the Temple Institute, they keep that vision alive, but they are not calling the shots in Israel. And think about this. Every year during Ramadan, Israel goes above and beyond to protect the rights of Muslims to worship at Al-Aqsa. They increase security and work to maintain order so that everyone can pray in peace. If Israel was secretly plotting to build the third temple, would they be going out of their way to prevent Jewish worshippers from going up there? Jews are allowed on Temple Mount for only 4 hours in the morning and 1 hour in midday. So the answer is no. It's the radicals like Hamas who are spinning this defense Al-Aqsa story to justify their attacks and attempts to erase the Jewish state. So for everyone holding their breath for the third temple, it's not on the national agenda. Most Israelis are focused on security, daily life, and ensuring that Jerusalem remains a city where Jews, Muslims, and Christians can coexist despite all challenges. So to sum it all up, there are no concrete plans to build a third temple. Because when it comes down to it, Israel's mission is clear: to protect Jerusalem, not just as a place of faith, but as a living link to our history. Only God knows what the future holds.